Hey class, my name is Thomas Crowfoot, and today I'll be going over the service project presentation. So for this servant leadership, I went ahead and I found an elderly woman in the community who just needs some yard work. So you can tell that her alley was like, severely overgrown. Same with her front yard. And so I went ahead and knocked on her door, introduced myself, like, hey, my name is Tom Crowfoot. I'm doing some servant leadership, and am I able to clean your yard completely for free? And she was extremely happy, gracious, that I went through and I offered free work, especially because she was telling me that, since she's in her 70s, 80s, that she can't do the work herself, and she's been getting letters from the city of Tucson saying that her weeds are overgrown. And I'm unsure about different areas, but I know here in Tucson that if you get, I think, 2 or 3 letters in the mail, then they're gonna start fining you after that. So she was on the cusp of being fined due to the overgrown vegetation. So I started with the alley, and the alley took about 2.5 hours to complete. And that was mainly because broken glass, there was bullet shells, and there's a bunch of random trash throughout. So when I was using my weed eater to start with, I noticed the glass was shooting back at me. So for those areas, I had to clean it up by hand, and you can tell by in this picture, or the picture I'm highlighting right now, that the alley is 100%, but it's trimmed down where it's acceptable, where the city of Tucson will not fine her. And I wanted to do her backyard, but she has a beware dog sign, and she actually has a couple different dogs. I think I saw 3 or 4 of them, and here's just one of them that would not stop barking at me. And she told me that she doesn't have a way of keeping them locked up in the house. I guess there's a doggy door and there's no like sliding door on it, so she's not able to close it off at all. So I wasn't able to do the backyard, but I was able to tackle the front yard. And the front yard took the longest, took 3 hours. And that's because all the gravel in the front right here is all very loose. There's no tarp under it, so the weeds grow up pretty quickly. And it's goat heads. And if you're not familiar with goat heads, that's what we call them down here in Tucson. I know a lot of people call them that. I know different regions. Like I was with my buddy in Kansas, and he calls them stickers. But they're little sticker goat heads that are very pain. And the way that you fully remove them is by ripping them out by the root. So if I just use my hoe and I just ripped up a little bit of it, it wouldn't work. They'll grow back immediately. So you gotta get on your hands and knees and fully rip them out. So that's what took the longest. And here's the results from the front yard. You can see by the little area where her recycle bin is, it's fully cleared out now. The edging of the house is completely clear. And the street was like the biggest pet peeve. It was all graveled into the street, and you can tell like when the mailman would drive, like his own little like indent from his tires. So I took the time and I shoveled all the dirt out of the street so you can actually see the concrete. And the explanation of how agreeing these questions were answered. So the first one is first to make sure that other people's highest priority needs to be served, and I put your priorities as second. And for this instance, I have not received a letter from the city of Tucson saying that I'm going to be fined for the vegetation. Maybe she was not able to. And do those served grow as persons? Do they, while being served, become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, more likely themselves to become servant leaders? And I believe that Miss Gabby would be more. I went ahead and helped her out for free. So she can pass along that good karma to someone else in whichever activity she's actually able to do. She's able to go donate food, or I'm pretty sure she said she was a seamstress that worked from her house. So she's able to help someone out in a crisis, like someone's prom dress got ripped or graduation photos, that she's able to repair them for free and spread the good karma to everyone else around. And identifying which servant leadership skills were used to influence others and how. So mine was helpful, polite, ambitious, and clean. So I was working hard. I was very polite in the well manner. I was being professional. I was not out there blasting music. I didn't even wear headphones. It was just me and my thoughts cleaning in the hot desert sun. And I made sure to not leave any trash behind. So all the weeds I put together in my own garbage bag. I threw them in my bed of my truck. There's about 8 or 9 garbage, our trash can full bins I filled up. So I take those down to the dump, and I had to pay the fee for the dump, but that was fine. That's no biggie since I was helping an elderly, or I should say, vintage person in the community. The significant takeaways that I got from this project was to help those who are in need. And I know there's a bunch of people out here, there's millions of people that are always in need of help. I myself is also in need of help in certain aspects of life. But in any way that you're able to share a helping hand, go for it. That's how we grow as leaders. And so she also lived alone and she had limited access to people who can assist her. She was telling me that she has a son here in town, but she only sees him about maybe once a month, and he helps her out with buying groceries, takes her to the store, and everything. And I just felt extremely proud that I was able to help her out in a time of need. And also, I noticed that along the edging of her house, which you might be able to see in this picture, she still has her Christmas lights up. And I did not have my ladder, and she doesn't have a ladder. And I was like, hey, I can go ahead and take down these Christmas lights. I can come back and help out with it. But she said not right now because she wants to get new Christmas lights and replace them because she enjoys it. And I don't know if you saw in one of the other pictures. You can kind of see in this middle picture right here, but she actually has bright purple Halloween lights in her window, and she enjoys those decorative lights as normal lighting throughout her house. So she said whenever she gets new Christmas lights, and she's gonna reach back out to me, and I'll just head over. I'll just tear down the old Christmas lights and install the new ones for her completely for free. So it's gonna set up future interactions with her where I'm gonna be able to help out whenever she gives me a call. And hopefully one day I'll be able to access her backyard to take care of all those weeds and not have the dogs freaking out or trying to attack me because I want to help her as much as I can. And I did add one reference down here for David Newman's. But I do want to thank you for tuning into this presentation. I hope you have a good rest of your day.